A letter to God. प्रथमे notes and glossary. प्रथमे आसला come across. The meaning to have meet or find somebody or something by chance. ता ओडिया अर्थ हठात भेटिबा बा हठात पाइबा बा हठात देखिबा एटा गोटे फ्रेजाल फॉर्म मध्य तापर आसला डेलिकेटली ता अर्थ केयरफुली ओडिया दरकार नाई तापर पोज पोज अर्थ एनहांस बजाय करिबा बा बजाय रखिबा बा धारण करिबा तापर डाउन फोर आसिला रेनिंग कैट्स एंड डॉग्स तार अर्थ ता ओडिया अर्थ होची मुसळ धारारे वृष्टिपात तापर सर एटा होची ए शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ रेन यार ओडिया प्राय दरकार नहीं इंटिमेटली इन ए डिटेल वे बा क्लोजली टेक्निक भावे ता ओडिया अर्थ तापर आसला सेंट सेंट अर्थ सेंचुरी बा 100 कनसेंस ता ओडिया अर्थ होची हिताहत ज्ञान ता मीनिंग होची अन इनर सेंस ऑफ राइट और रॉन्ग और अन इनर सेंस ऑफ नोइंग व्हाट इज राइट और रॉन्ग पेसो ए यूनिट ऑफ मनी इन लैटिन अमेरिका एंड फिलीपाइंस लैटिन अमेरिका और फिलीपाइंस रे व्यवहार होतिबा टंका बा मुद्रा तापर आसला करेस्पोंडेंस an act of writing letter बा पत्रालाप अमेबल अर्थ होची फ्रेंडली एंड प्लीजेंट तार चार्मिंग भी हबो इमेजिन थिंक केयरफुली तापर आसला कनक्लूजन ता अर्थ एंडिंग बा शेष कथा बा उपसंहार भैली ता ओडिया अर्थ उपत्यका बा भेल क्रेस्ट अर्थ दि टॉप और दि हाइस्ट पार्ट ऑफ ए हिल माउंटेन एटसेट्रा जहाँ को कह जाए पर्वत बा पहाड़र शीर्ष भाग तापर वाट आसला डटेड विथ तार प्रॉपर प्रोनाउंसिएशन हम डटेड डटेड नुह डटेड विथ ता अर्थ हम स्कैटर्ड ओवर एन एरिया ता ओडिया अर्थ हम बिछेई होई रहिबा बा बिछेई होई के रहिबा बा खेड़ेई होई के रहिबा तापर सपर आसिला ता अर्थ आसला लास्ट मील ऑफ ए डे प्रेडिक्ट फोरटेल द फ्यूचर बा पूर्वानुमान करी कहबा भविष्यत विषय पूर्वानुमान करी कहबा बा आगरू कहबा बा आगतुरा कहबा अप्रोच कम नियर और नियरर तो ओडिया अर्थ पाखकु आसीबा रिगार्डेड कंसीडर्ड विवेचना करिबा बा विचार को नबा बा विचार करथिले बा विवेचना करथिले बा विचार करिथिला बा विवेचना करिथिला ड्रेप्ड ता अर्थ कवर्ड बा राफ्ड हब WRAPPED तापरे कटन एटा विंडो स्क्रीन हेलस्टोन्स पीसेस ऑफ आइस ऑकेजनली फॉल ड्यूरिंग द रेन ता ओडिया होची कुआ पत्थर तापर रिजेंबल टेक आफ्टर ता फ्रेजाल भर ता ओडिया होची सदृश्य एक्सपोज वास्तव में एक्सपोज अर्थ टू टेल द सिक्रेसी ऑफ ए पर्सन टू अदर्स किंतु एठारे यार अर्थ होची लीव बा क्विट अर्थात छाड़ी कर चली जावा बा परित्याग कर चली जावा बा स्थान परित्याग करवा ए प्लेग ऑफ यह अर्थ होची ए लार्ज नंबर ऑफ और ए ग्रुप ऑफ और ए लार्ज ग्रुप ऑफ disturbed. It means upset. Locusts, insects which fly in groups and destroy crops. ପଙ୍ଗପାଳ ପୋକ କୁହାଯାଏ ବା ପଙ୍ଗୁପାଳ ପୋକ. Solitary, a state of loneliness, ଯାହାକୁ ଏଲୋନ୍ ବି କୁହାଯାଇପାରେ. Resolution, suggestion ବା a firm decision. Stuck, unable to move. Licked, move the tongue ବା moved the tongue over the surface. ତ ଓଡ଼ିଆଟା ହେବ ଜିଭ ସାହାଯ୍ୟରେ ଚାଟିଥିଲା. Crooks, dishonest persons or people. Tapping, giving a gentle knock or a gentle knock simply. Fellow people or person. Exclaim, to cry out. Commented, remarked. Contentment, satisfaction. Pearl, mukta. A belief. यार अर्थ होचे हाव फेथ बा विश्वास करबा आ तार नाउन फॉर्म होची बिलीव. एंटायर होल बा संपूर्ण. रिप्लाइड आंसर्ड बा गेव रेस्पॉन्स हबो. यस गॉड विलिंग तार ओडिया अर्थ होची जदि भगवान चाहती. इफ गॉड वांट्स यार इंग्लिश अर्थ अफिक्स्ड तो अर्थ अठा साहाଯ୍ୟରେ लगाइथिला but sticked habo. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From the height, or from this height, one would see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. The woman who was preparing supper replied, yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the field, while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them all, come for dinner. It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, these are not raindrops falling from the sky. They are the new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5s. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers, draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen falls. It is really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, a plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We shall all go hungry this year. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. Do not be upset. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of one hope. the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter, which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. God, he wrote, if you do not help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes because the hailstorm does. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting off a correspondence with God." So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea, answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, "God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much, but do not send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks." Lencho. Next, proceed about the author. Our author होउछंती ग्रेगोरियो लोपेज फंटेस. जन्म होइतिले 1885 रे. आउची मृत्युवरण करते 1966 जड़े मेक्सिकोर नवलिस्ट पोएट और जर्नालीस्ट से 15 वर्ष बयस लेखालेखी आरंभ करते जिते बड़ी कि मेक्सिकान रिवोल्यूशन आरंभ होता एवं अधिकांश बहीगुड़िक तांकर सिविल कन्फ्लिक्ट संपर्कित एवं तांकर गपगुड़िक एक्साइटिंग और ह्यूमरस मजादार अधिकांश लेखागुड़िक तांकर संपर्कित अमेरिकान बा टर्चर ऑफ द अमेरिकान्स बा ऑपरेशन ऑफ द अमेरिकान्स अमेरिका मान द्वारा जो अत्याचार होते मेक्सिकोवासी से विषय में लेखागुड़िक अच्छी गोटे प्राइज मिलता से प्राइज ना हूँ दि नेशनल प्राइज ऑफ आर्ट्स एंड साइंस 1935 मसीह। लेट्स प्रोसीड टुवर्ड्स क्वेश्चन नंबर ई। लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द टेक्स्ट। सो दीज आर द कंप्रेhension क्वेश्चंस। At first 11 questions are given. Let's write their answers. Question number 1. Where did Lencho live? Answer. Lencho was a farmer who lived in a house situated on the top of a low hill in a valley. He had been leading a peaceful and pleasantful life with his family members there. It may be a fact of astonishment that his house was the only one in the entire valley, and therefore he was deprived of getting the company and assistance of neighborhood. Question number 2. What did he hope for? As Lencho was a farmer, he used to keep himself busy thinking about his field cultivation and production. He also knew nothing was possible without water, so he hoped for a downpour or at least a shower for a better harvest. Question number 3. What did he say about the raindrops? Lencho's joy knew no bounds, seeing what he hoped for became real. About the raindrops, he said that they were new coins. With full of excitement, he gave the opinion that big drops were 10-cent pieces, while the little ones were 5-cent pieces. How did the rain change? The rain changed at once when a strong wind began to blow and when very large hailstones began to fall. Question number 5. What happened to Lencho's cornfields? As the result of falling hailstones, Lencho's cornfields looked white as if they were covered with salt. In a word, the crops in the cornfields were fully destroyed. Question number 7. Who did he write a letter to? Answer. He wrote a letter to God. Question 8. Who read the letter? Answer. The postman at first read the address of the letter and took it to the postmaster. Then the postmaster opened and read it. Question number 9. What did the postmaster do? The postmaster, being friendly and pleasant, gave part of his salary and collected some pesos from several friends as an act of charity. In this way, he collected 70 pesos. Then he sent the collected pesos to Lencho, putting them in an envelope along with a letter bearing the sender's name God. Question number 10. Was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? Answer. No, Lencho was not surprised to find a letter for him with money in it. because he had faith or he had strong faith in God, as well as he believed that or believed the facts or believed the facts. Think positively, no one can stop you. Question number 10. Was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? Answer. No, Lencho was not surprised to find a letter for him with money in it because he had faith or he had strong faith in God, as well as he believed the fact. Think positively, no one can stop you. What was Lencho's reaction after getting the letter? Answer. After getting the letter, Lencho showed no surprise. But after counting the pesos, he became angry as there was shortage of 30 pesos. As he had strong faith in God, he was sure that God could not have made a mistake in counting, as well as could not have denied the amount he had requested. On the contrary, he thought that dishonest post office employees had made the cheating. If let's read between the lines. एटी ए रे अछि पांचटी एपटरे गोटे छटी क्वेश्चंस और बी रे अछि पांचटी क्वेश्चंस. लेट्स नो देयर आंसर्स. प्रथम क्वेश्चन होची व्हाई डिड लेंचो कीप ऑन लुकिंग एट द स्काई थ्रू आउट द मॉर्निंग. आंसर. लेंचो बीइंग ए फार्मर was very much interested in harvesting more and more. Moreover, he knew that his dream would not be fulfilled without a downpour or a shower. So he kept on looking at the northeast sky as there was the pre-sign of rain there. Question number 2. Why was the field white after the storm? Answer. Lencho's prediction about the rain became real, but it proved himself wrong when a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. As the result of rain for an hour everywhere, Lencho's cornfield was white. Next question, third eye. Why did Lencho say the raindrops were like new coins? Answer. Lencho knew it well that only raindrops would help him to have a good harvest as well as to earn his living to support his family. In a word, he was very much excited, and thus he said so. Question number IV. Why did Lencho prefer locusts to the storm? Answer. Locusts are very large insects, usually flying in large groups in hot countries to destroy crops and plants. Lencho might have known the way how to control them. Moreover, the locusts could have done the damage partly, but not completely, as of the rain. Did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Answer. No, Lencho did not try to find out who had sent the money to him, because being positive-minded as well as being a strong believer in God, he knew only God had sent the money. Moreover, he knew being God omnipresent, he must have seen his suffering and therefore sanctioned the amount. Next question, what would be the reaction of the post office employees when they read the second letter? Answer, when the post office employees read the second letter by Lencho, they would be angry with him at first. Then they would be surprised, thinking of his simplicity and innocence. In addition to it, realizing Lencho's excellent faith in God, they must have become his fan. These are the questions in B. 5 questions are given. Let's know the answers. Question number B. 5 questions are given. Let's know their answers. 1. Who does Lencho have complete faith in? Answer. Lencho has complete faith in God. Question number 2. Lencho was an Oxford man. What does this line or what does the line mean? Answer. Lencho was an Oxford man means he took food and worked hard, putting his mind with no other business. This expression refers to the hard work done by Lencho. That means fully concentrating his mind on his work only, believing the fact work is your seed. Next question, what was the postmaster like? Answer, the postmaster was fat, pleasant and friendly. Moreover, he proved himself kind, sending 70 pesos to Lencho. Believing the fact service to mankind is service to God, he also stretched his hands of help to Lencho and proved himself helpful. Why did the postmaster send money to Lencho? Answer. The postmaster was friendly and pleasant. He was fully surprised seeing Lencho's faith in God. He also did not want to shake Lencho's belief in God less certain. To shake Lencho's belief in God less certain. Thus he did so, for which Lencho would give food to his family or family members. What does the expression an act of charity mean? The expression an act of charity means a particular thing or work that somebody does for kindness. It helps a lot of the poor and needy people. The persons who believe in charity donate wealth and valuable possessions so that they can rebuild something. तापर जी नंबर आसिला लेट्स लर्न सम न्यू वर्ड्स एठी केते गुडिए स्टॉर्म रो ना दिया जायछि असो फिल अप करबा ए violent tropical storm in which strong winds move in a circle. The answer of a cyclone, an extremely strong wind. Answer of a gale, a violent tropical storm with very strong wind. Answer of a typhoon, a violent storm with strong winds, especially in the western Atlantic Ocean. The answer of a hurricane, a violent storm whose center is a cloud in the shape of a funnel. Answer of a tornado, a very strong wind that moves very fast in a spinning movement and causes a lot of damage. The answer of whirlwind, small balls of ice that fall like of rain or as of rain. Answer of hailstones, a storm in which hailstones fall. Answer of hailstorm, a bad weather with strong wind, rain, thunder, and lightning. Answer of storm. Question number 2a. Mark how the word hope is used in these sentences from the story. एटी मैच ए विथ बी अच्छी एर प्रत्येक वाक्य होप शब्दटी व्यवहार होइछि एवं बी रे तार अर्थ गुड़िक देछि आमे मैच ए विथ बी करबा ताको प्लस 2 रे मध्ये डिक्शनरी स्किल को जाए. लेट्स नो द आंसर्स. एक नंबर क्वेश्चन अच्छी, विल यू गेट द सब्जेक्ट्स यू वांट टू स्टडी इन ए कॉलेज. तापर से कहूँ आई होप सो. एटी होप शब्दर अर्थ है वांटिंग समथिंग टू हैपन एंड थिंकिंग इट क्वाइट पॉसिबल. वांटिंग समथिंग टू हैपन एंड थिंकिंग इट क्वाइट पॉसिबल. तापर क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 देछि, आई होप यू डू नॉट माइंड माई सेइंग दिस बट आई डू नॉट लाइक द वे यू आर आर्ग्यूइंग. तार आंसर हम शोइंग द कंसर्न दैट व्हाट यू से should not offend or disturb the other person, a way of being polite. Question number 3. This discovery will give new hope to HIV/AIDS sufferers. This discovery will give new hope to HIV/AIDS sufferers. तार आंसर हम wishing for something to happen, although this is very unlikely. Question number 4. We are hoping against the hope that the judges would not notice our mistakes. तार आंसर हम thinking that this would happen, in bracket, it may or may not have happened. Question number 5. I called early in the hope of speaking to her before she went to school. Answer of a feeling that something good will probably happen. Question 6. Just when everybody had given up hope, the fisherman came back 7 days after the cyclone. Answer, stopped believing that or stopped believing that this thing would happen. H number to the let's listen and speak. At a conversation, but spoken English, at a role play. Judge, it's quite late. Go to bed, son. I have got the final examination tomorrow. Judge, it's almost 12:30 in the night. No more argument. Up to bed. Son, I have a lot to learn yet. Judge, it's essential to get your concepts clear. Son, but I need to make sure that I know everything that's required. Dad, isn't it necessary to read the books to get the conception or to get the concepts clear? Son, all right, father. The phone number hochi let's learn language at a relative clause. Relative clause kahaku kuha jaye? The subordinate clause that does the work of an adjective is known as a relative clause or an adjective clause. এবং এগুলিক হচ্ছে non-defining relative clause. In non-defining relative clauses, we shall have to put a comma immediate after the antecedent and another comma is used after the relative clause. But in case of if the relative clause is used at the end of the sentence, only one comma is used. তাহলে এটি 6টি বাক্য ଅଛି. আনসার লিখিবা. আই নম্বর ଅଛି মাই মদর ইজ গোইং টু হোস্ট এ টিভি শো অন কুকিং. সি কুকস ভেরি ওয়েল. তার আনসার হব মাই মদর হু কুকস ভেরি ওয়েল ইজ গোইং টু হোস্ট এ টিভি শো অন কুকিং. Question 2. our institution is highly popular. It works for public welfare. Answer habo our institution which works for public welfare is highly popular. 3. Satish scored a goal in the last minute. He was fortunate. Answer habo Satish, who was fortunate, scored a goal in the last minute. Question number 4. Mother Teresa is revered as a saint. She served mankind. Answer. Mother Teresa, who served mankind, is revered as a saint. Number 5. I often go to Mumbai. Mumbai is the commercial capital of India. Answer. I often go to Mumbai, which is the commercial capital of India. Question 6. These sports persons are going to meet the president. Their performance has been excellent. Answer. These sports persons whose performance has been excellent are going to meet the president. तापर 2 नंबर असला यूजिंग नेगेटिव्स फॉर एम्फासिस एटी कोन देछि ना केते गुडी क्वेश्चंस देछि एटा द इंस्ट्रक्शंस फाइंड द सेंटेंसेस इन द स्टोरी विथ नेगेटिव वर्ड्स व्हिच एक्सप्रेस द फॉलोइंग आइडियाज एम्फैटिकली ताले प्रथम क्वेश्चन ता अछि द ट्रीज लॉस्ट ऑल देयर लीव्स एवं एही अर्थ रे ए विषय रे व्यवहार हेतु सेंटेंस टी होछि Sentence टा not a leaf remained in the trees. Question number 2 होची the letter was addressed to God himself. Answer हबो it was nothing less than a letter to God. तापर question number 3 होची the postman saw this address for the first time in his life. एवं तो answer हबो never in his career as a postman had known that address. Thanks for watching.